accruing their overall season points if they're able to take care of business in a similar fashion they did just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, in week 4 they dominated against Houston, and they would love to do that again tonight, as you point out, to help their playoff hopes. If they're going to do that, though, they're going to do it without one of their key performers who provided a 4-point win for them when they faced Houston, and that is Brianna Carrera, who is 3-0 this season, and she is a fighter who has used a relentless style of offense to show that she is one of the best in the 140-pound division in this league, and that is a loaded division, but they'll have to do it without her tonight.
As for the Hitman, again, coming in at 0-3, dropping that previous meeting to Dallas, they have had trouble scoring points, but this trio of fighters, they have done a nice job accumulating points. Zafar, Jaden Alpaw, Manuel Sangroni, they are a combined 7-3. They've also combined for 9 points. The rest of the Houston roster has combined for 11. So Houston badly needs points from these fighters. They're going to try and provide a spark for the Hitman here. And as we take a look at the launch rounds, I go straight to round number 2 because you have 2 impressive youngsters. One's a TBL veteran, one's a newcomer.
Yeah, Jack Sambiaku for Dallas, who posted a 4-point win when these two teams met in week 4. So he's somebody that wants to produce something important tonight. We'll be taking on Jason Alpo, who you talked about, who has been one of the bright spots for Houston. This, I think, could be a very even match and maybe a place where Houston might try and pick up a point.
So Alpaw, the newcomer, trying to pick off Sambiaku, who has 11 TBL wins in a little under 2 years' time. Let's go out to the third member of our broadcast crew in Houston. That's Amelia Moore. She is inside the ring. And Amelia, like Al mentioned, no Brianna Carrera for Dallas tonight. In fact, there are no fighters competing at 140 pounds. But as we take a look at some other rounds that really stand out right in the beginning, there is an intriguing featherweight matchup in round number 3. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, absolutely, Justin. So, you know, we don't have Brianna Carrera. We are not going to see Melissa Parker tonight, which are 2 key point grabs for Dallas. But it really brings my attention over to round 3. Montserrat Camora with Janasia Morandin. The 2 of them have not been paired up and matched before, and it really could prove very interesting because of stylistically, Montserrat is traditionally a boxer. She has background with the Marine Corps boxing team, and then Janasia has a full, very seasoned MMA background, 10-5, and actually had rounds with Invicta. So with that, the 2 worlds colliding, we could see such an interesting and very explosive and unpredictable rounds with them tonight. So I'm looking forward to it, and just keep an eye out, Justin.
And that is coming up right out of the gate, round number 3, as we get going in Texas. We'll take our first break. When we come back, we'll meet fighters for both teams, and we'll kick off the launch rounds. Week 6 in Team Boxing League rolls on in Texas. Team Boxing League is brought to you by Balance of Nature. In boxing, consistency beats intensity. Balance of Nature supplements help you stay consistent with ingredients of whole foods you can easily slot into your daily routine. Go to balanceofnature.com. Use code TEAM and start today. Getting set for a Sunday night matchup between the Houston Hitmen and the Dallas Enforcers. TBL Bellas are in the ring. They'll be inside the ring between every rounds throughout the evening as we get going here between Houston and Dallas. Without further ado, let's go inside the ring once again with Patrick Creighton.
Welcome to the next chapter of high-impact, non-stop action. This is Team Boxing League, where every round matters and every fighter leaves it all in the ring. Each moment of TBL season airs live on MSG Networks and Envoy TV with Spanish language coverage on Estrella TV. Fans can also stream the action on YouTube and access it through the Team Boxing League app, available on Apple TV 4K, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, LG and Samsung Smart TVs, iPhone and Android devices. And now, Houston, Texas, it's fight night! Introducing first, the Dallas Enforcers!
Dallas trying to pick up a win on the road, just down the street from Dallas, of course. Coming in at 1-1, they beat Houston 24-9 on April the 18th, crushing the Hitmen in the middle rounds by a 14-2 margin. They're trying to pick up their second win over the Hitmen here tonight.
From former Texas super middleweight champion, Tony T-Mac Max, Dallas Enforcers. Bantamweight B win. Four-time national champion, lightweight Jack the Demon Zambiaco. Former national champion and Marine veteran, Featherweight Montserrat Carmona. Welterweight, Deontay LeBron James Brown. Super welterweight, Emmanuel Shockwave Calhoun. Middleweight, Ray Alif Ali Talib Jr. Super middleweight, Eddie the Hunter Ortiz. Middleweight, Jared the Lion King. Lightweight, Malik Muller. Former three-time Golden Gloves champion and Team USA member of Ebola Space Ocean Dairo. Former world title challenger, Cruiserweight Calvin Hot Sauce Henderson. Heavyweight Dakari Mac Truck Scott. And their opponents, your hometown Houston Hitmen.
Well, Brian Caldwell's Houston Hitmen coming to the ring, ready to put in another night's work as they try and pick up their first win of 2026, entering tonight at 0-3. It is arguably the youngest squad in Team Boxing League, and tonight they will have 4 fighters making their league debuts.
Hitmen. Bantamweight, Jessica, the Queen DAL. Lightweight, Jaden Alpo. Featherweight, the evil princess, Janaisa Morandi. Welterweight, Josue Sosa. Super welterweight, Zay Barr. Middleweight, Corey Snapback Cab. Light heavyweight, Devin Thorne. Heavyweight, Carlos Prometa Romero. Former Florida Golden Gloves champion, welterweight, Manuel, the Venezuelan monster, Zanroni. Light heavyweight, Duran Greedy Izam. Cruiserweight, Derek Smart. Heavyweight, Amir Divine Lewis. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats and give a warm welcome to national recording artist Regina Jazz as she performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
Miss Regina Jazz.
We're moments away from the start of the launch rounds. Round one coming up as Houston and Dallas battled here on a Sunday night. Dallas trying to improve to 2-1, and Houston looking for its first victory of 2026. There you see Tony Mack getting ready to guide his club into competition.
Welcome to the launch round. Round one is in the Bantamweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, B-Win. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Jessica, the Queen Del.
Wynn and Del Boni will kick it off in round 1 at 118 pounds. They fought against one another back on April the 18th. Del Boni outpointed Wynn. And Al, everyone's going to be busy tonight. Every single fighter is competing in 2 rounds.
Yeah, which is rare here in team boxing, but we are going to see everybody twice. And their first match was a close one, but Del Boni got the nod.
Houston again coming in at 0-3 to start this season. 4 fighters making their debut tonight. And Amelia kicking it off with this one. 2 fighters who have a lot of combat experience, maybe not boxing specifically, but that background has to mean something, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's anytime you have a lot of experience in the ring, you have those chances to be more composed. But the 2 of them in particular, we're seeing a lot of MMA background. And, you know, B herself, she goes by Killer B. She was in 1 championships. I mean, she's kind of done it all. But this matchup in particular, they had the opportunity to fight here a couple weeks ago, and it's like there was a little bit of a delayed start for Jessica in that round, and she ended up coming out with a win, but she's connecting fantastically with these straight punches today.
And she's doing a great job.
A little bit faster.
Yeah, as Wynn just keeps coming forward and is taking punishment.
Yeah, Del Boni 1-2 this season, and she lost twice to Natalie Zempoteka, which is no crime. And but she, as we said, she was able to beat Wynn, and she is probably a more polished technical boxer of the 2 of them.
Good left hand slipped in by Del Boni, and you will be seeing a lot of aggression between these 2 women, a lot of pressure. Punch combinations are going to be featured, just like that 3-punch combo from Del Boni.
Yeah, Wynn is just not very little head movement coming in, and that's a problem.
Have to agree with you, Al. You know, Del Boni's capitalizing on that jumping forward without having any feints, not changing, you know, getting off the line, and is able to just really pick those punches just straight down the pipe.
Wynn, to her credit, she had an impactful straight left counter a few moments ago. But Del Boni has certainly been the more accurate puncher in the first round.
Yeah, Wynn found a home for that left twice, and that could be her ticket if she has any left in this round.
For fighters who have so much MMA experience, they often know one direction. That's forward. And that is troublesome right now for Wynn.
Yeah, she's done better in the last minute of this round, but has still taken some big right hands like that one.
Non-stop action to open up tonight's action between Houston and Dallas. Taking a look at some of the action from the opening round.
Yeah, Del Boni landing those nice straight shots. Now, Wynn did get in those lefts, as we pointed out, and in addition, some right hooks, but they were not as plentiful as the straight Del Boni punches. We'll see what the judges think.
So the women are positioned like they're getting ready for a 2nd round. That's going to be coming up a little bit later on. They're going to compete again in round 9. All they're missing is a stool.
Yeah, no need to rush that.
So here we go. We're about to get the decision.
By split decision, and the score of 1-0 out of the right corner for the Houston Hitmen, Jessica, the Queen Del Boni. Houston leads 1-0. Round 2 is in the lightweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Jack the Demon Sambiaco. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Jaden Albo.
So this was our round to watch here in the launch round phase. Jack Sambiaco in his second season with the Enforcers. 11-6 overall in his TBL career, has 3 stoppages as well. And Jaden Alpo is an impressive 19-year-old at 135 pounds. He has wins over Malik Lark and French Isaiah, 2 other fighters in the Southwest Division, and now he goes up against Sambiaku.
And he knocked Isaiah down in that fight against him with the left hook. And Sambiaku scored a 4-point win the last time he was against Houston. So these are 2 fighters that have a little pop in their punch.
You had Del Boni win round 1. Again, the Hitmen thus far have had a tough time scoring points in 2026. So when you are going up against a team like Dallas, who you've already lost to by double digits, you know that fighters cannot afford to leave any points on the table.
Alpo has a very good left hook, and he used that for that knockdown. Sambiaku is more of a right-handed puncher. He likes to get that straight right in when he can.
Good body shot then followed by a left counter from Sambiaku. There's that left from Alpo.
This match is playing out as we thought it might. You know, pretty even with both men doing some pretty nice offensive work.
The left counter again from Alpo. And a right hand at closer range from the 19-year-old Jaden Alpo. Very calculative. Another quick counter. This time from the left side from Alpo.
Sambiaku, a Chicagoan who works out of Taylor Park, one of the gyms in Chicago, where back in a million years ago when I was an amateur, I used to go train and box there.
There you go. Bernstein to Sambiaku.
Exactly. Sambiaku there landing a nice uppercut on the inside. This is going to test the judges a little bit, because Alpo was doing better earlier, but now Sambiaku is getting some really good shots in.
Yeah, extending his reach with some of those jabs. Connecting with the right hand as well. There's another counter right from Alpo coming back here in the final 30 seconds.
This has been a really good round of boxing. Both men have been very focused and done some very good things.
That's a slip, not a knockdown. A little over 15 seconds to go here in the second round. Both fighters showing flashes of promise and what they can bring to their respective teams. Long term, left hook lands from Alpo. And that was a really good scrap between 2 135-pounders.
Perfect example of 2 boxers getting done with a lot of what they needed to. And the question is, who got more done? There's the hook that we referred to from Alpo, the one that he had used to get a knockdown earlier in the season. And then Sambiaku, there's his right hand, followed after that nice jab. So that in microcosm is what these 2 men do, and they did it well.
I tell you what, we've also seen Sambiaku stop opponents separate on 3 separate occasions in this league. They both showed that they could take punches.
Yeah.
The winner of this round via split decision and the score of 1-0 out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Jack the Demon Sambiaku. We are tied 1-1. Round 3 is in the featherweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, former national champion and Marine veteran, Montserrat Carmona. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, the evil princess, Janaisa Morandin.
Morandin on your screen. Montserrat Carmona in the blue trunks as we get set for round number 3. And right out of the gate, plenty of fists being thrown here, Amelia. A lot of reasons why this one stands out here in the launch rounds.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be explosive out of the gate with the 2 of them. they both have that energy, you know, in previous fights watching them, and I said, you know what, this could be one of those rounds.
Carmona, 24 years of age. Morandine, 1-9 in her TBL career, but she has been a 2-round fighter in all of Houston's matches. And it's the first, again, of 2 rounds for each woman here tonight.
Yeah, Morandine, even despite that record, has been very active in all her fights and throwing some nice combinations as she is now. She's been in those fights to a great degree, just hasn't been able to get over it.
You know, using a lot of feints, the two of them, kind of like checking the distance, using the jab, still staying active.
Carmona provided a victory the last time these two teams met, but it was over Desiree Yanez. And she's 2-0 this season, so for her, she's trying to extend her winning streak.
Carmona is a Dallas native. She's been boxing since she was 15, following in her father's footsteps. He was a pro boxer as well. Morandine misses with the right hand. And now Carmona trying to do work in the corner. Morandine holding on to that right arm.
See Morandine trying to do a little bit of leverage there and turn her in the corner.
Near head clash. Love how they resume action straight away out of the clenches here in this round.
Yeah,
No time wasted, not a second.
A little holding by Morandine in this fight. She kind of wants to neutralize her on the inside, but Carmona is doing some great body work with that hook.
Well, a round that certainly had its moments between Morandine and Carmona. Going to be a tough one to score as well.
Welterweight Carmona has, I think, shown her growth this season in Team Boxing League, and that's where they came out gunning from the opening bell. And you see it in real time, both women being very, very active. And then there's that left hook that Carmona showed us to the body, and good combinations, but Morandine punching back as well.
The winner of this round, via unanimous decision, and 1-0 score, out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Montserrat Carmona. Dallas leads 2-1. Round 4 is in the welterweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Deontay LeBron James Brown. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Josue Sosa.
So with Dallas taking a 2-1 lead here in the launch rounds, we go straight to the welterweights for round 4. Brown and Mendez is in the white trunks, a 22-year-old welterweight that Houston's hoping can provide a spark. This is a young roster, not just in age, but in TBL experience as well.
Yeah, Mendez making his TBL debut, but he's only 1-1 as a pro, so he's somewhat inexperienced. Deontay Brown, you see his information.
Well, his nickname's apparently LeBron James.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Well, not in the ring, so I don't know if he received that nickname on the court or the ring.
Yeah, Brown is, you know, he's a veteran, obviously, of TBL, and he's 1-1 this year. The fights came against Houston. He split with Ezekiel Martinez. Good combinations a moment ago by Mendez.
Yeah, his reach is noticeable here at 147 pounds. Good right uppercut moments ago by Brown.
Neither man really using the jab. They're just kind of walking to each other and throwing power shots like that hook from Brown and the right from Mendez. Every match tonight, I think, so far anyway, has been pretty evenly fought and pretty exciting as well.
This one seems like it's Mexican style here on a Sunday night. All action at close range between Brown and Mendez.
Yeah, jabs need not apply. They're walking in and throwing hooks or right hands or uppercuts or body punches. They're just walking in and trying to get the job done.
Referee warning both fighters for the waistband. That might be the last warning from the referee.
Brown showing off his hand speed in spots and switching from righty to lefty to kind of confuse Mendez.
Taking in the corner. Brown, quick check. Everything looking okay.
Checking in with us.
Yeah.
Brown has been able to finish off his combinations a little bit better than Mendez. We just saw that ending that combination with a very good left hook. But Mendez has continued to be active all through this round.
He has had a handful of flurries that you could argue will stand out in the eyes of the judges. They were littered throughout the 3 minutes.
There's the work downstairs and then the left hook by Brown. Brown brought a pretty good left hook to this fight, and we saw Mendez come back with the combinations you talked about and some body work by Mendez. And at this point, Deontay Brown just wanted to make sure we're all watching.
We see you.
The winner of this round by split decision and the score of 1-0 out of the right corner for the Houston Hitmen, Josue Sosa. We are tied at 2.
Already 3 split decisions.
And we are tied at 2 apiece, so a good debut in the TBL for Mendez. We'll be back in Houston after this. Sunday night in Houston, and the Hitmen and Enforcers tied at 2 through the first 4 rounds. As we welcome you back to Texas, getting ready for round number 5. Let's throw it straight back to Patrick Creighton.
Five is in the super welterweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Emmanuel Shockwave Calhoun. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Zay Moore.
There's the 18-year-old southpaw out of Irving, Texas. Zafar competing for Houston. 2-1 thus far. Picked up a 2-round split against Dallas last time out, but it was not against Emmanuel Calhoun. He's in the 2 rounds against Emmanuel tonight. Calhoun looking for his first win in Team Boxing League.
Yeah, he's 0-2. Yusmel Ruiz beat him twice, but as you said, he wants to get his first win here tonight.
And it's southpaw versus southpaw here at junior middleweight, 154 pounds. Dallas 1-1 so far. Coming off a huge win over Houston back on the 18th of April, 24-9. And point accrual will matter over the long haul. So that was an important part of their season as they try and replicate it here. Tied at 2 through the first 4 rounds. See the age gap as well.
Yeah,
30 years of age, and far, barely legal to vote.
And even though Calhoun is older, he is not fought as a pro yet, as far having other than in his Team Boxing League experience. Far's got quick hands, and we're seeing evidence of that here early in this round.
And a right hook. That may have dropped him. Calhoun goes down. I don't know how much of an impact it came from a punch, but a knockdown regardless. Calhoun down. He seems to be okay.
He's not really protesting, so maybe it was a punch. That, of course, is an extra point for Houston.
And you see the speed on some of the misses that you were talking about, Al, from Zafar.
Yeah, he's was a finalist in the 2025 U.S. Amateur Championships, Junior Olympic champion. He's got a really good amateur pedigree. And I think in each of these TBL fights, he's gotten better.
Yeah, young fighters who just start their pro careers, they talk about the transition and the adjustment they have to make from the amateur style to the pro style. This is another wrinkle in all of that, adjusting from your amateur style to TBL style. Again, just 18 years of age. Zafar right now in line for some extra points for the Hitmen. The left hand connects by far. That one backs up Calhoun, and there's another knockdown. That one absolutely from a punch by Zafar. Zafar picking up 3 points for his team in round 5.
Impressive hand speed and power from Zafar. He showed power with both the straight left and the right hook, and we'll see how that last knockdown took place. He was in trouble already, Calhoun, and then from the straight left and then the right hand really got him there. And here again, you're going to see the power from both hands for Far, and boy, that left uppercut was excellent. And so a power display by Zafar.
This round by unanimous decision, and the score of 3-0. Out of the right corner for the Houston Hitmen, Zafar. Houston leads 5-2. Round 6 is in the middleweight division. Out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Ray Alif Ali Talib Jr. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Corey Snapback Cash.
There you see Corey Cadd, 35-year-old, Ray Talib Jr., also 35 years of age. Two TBL veterans, Talib in his 3rd season, Cadd in his 4th year as they get underway here at 160 pounds. Quick refresher on the TBL scoring format. All the points scored add up for your team. If you win by way of a judge's decision, it's 1 point. If you score a knockdown, it's 2 points. If you do what Zay Farr did and record 2 or more knockdowns, it's 3 points, and 4 points for a knockout or a stoppage.
And at this point, with 5 points accrued for Houston, they're more than halfway to the mark that they had the last time they faced the Enforcers with 9 points.
Amelia, what have you taken away being around fighters who are more experienced in this league and are not adjusting to the new scoring format, but as the season moves along, how they're feeling about how points are accumulated?
I mean, I don't know if they've really been affected by it. It's so much about sticking to your game stylistically and just kind of staying within your element. And that's kind of what I've taken away from a lot of them is, you know, don't be pressured out of your comfort zone so that you can perform your best and just keep that mentality real present.
Corey Cadd has controlled the geography of this round completely in the first half of it, using his jab and his length to keep Talib outside and land some pretty good shots. And he is 1-0 in the TBL this year.
And I'd have to like echo on that as well.
Oh, big combo there by Talib. It might have rattled Cadd.
That right hook hurt him.
But before that little sequence from Talib, Amelia, it was Cadd looking pretty impressive.
I know it, you know, and I was just going to say, I echo what Al was saying, because, you know, it looks like Cadd even looks better than he did 2 weeks ago when we saw him. I mean, he came back from that huge ACL tear at the end of his season last year, and, you know, it looked like he was still trying to find himself, and he looks so much better today.
Close range left hook lands from Talib.
He weathered that right hook. I mean, he was hurt, and he did not go down. He was able to kind of buy time here. And for him, because of the good work he did early in the round, it might be a matter of him just staying on his feet to win this round. Unless Talib can land something else big.
Seconds coming off the clock here. They fight to the end with the overall body of work by Corey Cadd offset arguably the best sequence of the round from Ray Talib. And a late hit past the bell. And we'll see if a point deduction is taken away, and it looks like it's possible. Point deduction for a late hit.
Yeah, it came just a little bit after the bell, but apparently enough for the referee to feel that it was definitely late. He was jumping in. So, and that point deduction is going to play a big role here. Where Cadd had him in trouble. The referee was almost there to stop the action.
So Cadd gets deducted a point for a team that has had trouble scoring points here in 2026.
Yeah, not what they wanted.
Winner of this round by unanimous decision. And the score of 1-0 out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Ray Ali Talib Jr. Houston leads 5-3. Round 7 is in the super middleweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Eddie the Hunter Ortiz. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Devin Thorne.
Super middleweight action here in round 7. Edward Ortiz, Devin Thorne getting started with round number 7. Right after that, it'll be the heavyweights, Jared King, Carlos Romero. And a little bit later on in the middle rounds, we will see for the Houston Hitmen making his TBL debut, it is Amir Lewis, and he's with Amelia.
Amir, this is your debut here with TBL, but you have a pretty seasoned background in the pros right now with a record of 10 and 0. Why did I say 5? You have 8 knockouts, most of those coming by way of first or second round knockout.
I came here, this is my first time doing this. So basically I'm taking everything from the pros and gonna bring it here. I'm not gonna try to rush anything. Just fight my fight. It usually works, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you have to rush anything. It just kind of comes to you with most of those fights coming, ending in first or second round. So why Houston?
Well, my promoter, I guess the Houston coach hit up my promoter, and from there we just got connected, and I came here, signed, blood work, everything.
I know that they're excited to have you. It seems that you're going to be action-packed. I'm really excited to see you around, my friend.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Justin?
Yeah, Lewis will be in action in round 16 and again in round 24 against Kakari Scott.
You know, Edward Ortiz, who has a 15-2-2 record in pro boxing outside of TBL, has 1 win. He's 1-0 this season, and he's looking like a fighter that could really help Dallas throughout this season.
34 years of age out of San Antonio. A long 73-inch reach.
And this is Thorne's first season in TBL. He's 1-5 so far, so he is trying to kind of get his sea legs in this league.
Thorne trying to close the gap with that double jab. Came up just getting the shoulder of Ortiz with that right arm. Right hand was waiting for Thorne as he came upstairs.
Thorne has had a hard time. There you see the right hand. Thorne has a really good right hand. He just has had a hard time landing it in some of his fights, and he's had a hard time closing the distance against some of the taller fighters he's faced. And in there, you see that right hand? He's got a good sneaky right hand that he can get in when he's in range.
Do it again moments ago. Right off the ropes.
And he's in the second part of this round, he's cutting the distance a little bit more against Ortiz, and some of it is Ortiz doing it to himself.
Action concludes in round 7. Let's take a look back at some of the action from that 7th round as Ortiz and Thorne let's get the ruling here.
The winner of this round by split decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Eddie the Hunter Ortiz. Houston leads 5-4. Round 8 is in the heavyweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Jared the Lion King. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Carlos Romero.
So Jared King and Carlos Romero, 2 young TBL fighters. The Lion King's making his TBL debut. I love that nickname, man.
Yeah, I think whoever thought of that for him, very well done. And he's 3-2 as a pro with 1 KO, so he's coming in here with that experience. But as you said, making his debut in TBL.
Romero, meanwhile, 1-1 to start his TBL career. Split 2 rounds with Joshua Temple, 27-year-old Cuban heavyweight.
Yeah, that was when these two teams met in week 4. He's a good, solid pro. 18-2, Romero with 13 KOs. Both these men have acquitted themselves well in the pro ranks in their career. Romero throwing that uppercut from way back a couple times in this round, and that can buy you trouble.
Left hand landing moments ago from King. Romero returning the favor.
Yeah, this fight's had some, in this league, the battle of heavyweights oftentimes is very fun to watch, and this one's evolving into that.
A low guard from Romero, leaving himself susceptible for those big overhand shots. And he keeps coming back. Sharp jab from Romero, then pumps the left hand to the body.
Romero's a free swinger, that's for sure.
A little over a minute to go here are the launch rounds in round 8. The Hitmen, who are winless here in 2026, they have not led after a launch round phase since June 21st of last season. They're about 48 seconds away from doing so if Romero can hold off King here and receive a decision victory.
I think King's been a little busier in this round. Whether he's done more specific offensive work that the judges like is another question.
Both fighters moving upstairs and downstairs. Romero snaps King's head back moments ago with that right hand.
And the hook from King landing, and he's thrown that a lot in this fight. Both men getting tagged with big shots.
They're both taking them well. This is one of the more entertaining heavyweight rounds that we've seen. Double left hook by Romero to close the show and the launch rounds. And it feels like a lot of respect has been given and received by each fighter here.
In the last 35 or 40 seconds of that round, Romero, I think, came back pretty well from what I think was a little bit of a deficit in that round. But boy, that double hook that you chronicled was a big moment at the end of that round. And it'll leave an impression in the judges, but King did some good work as well.
The winner of this round via split decision and the score of 1-0 out of the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Carlos Romero.
So the Houston Hitmen find themselves in an uncharacteristic spot of being ahead after launch rounds, and they had themselves some moments. Well, there could be good things ahead for them, and there are a lot of good things ahead for the TBL. And to find out all about it, here's Justin.
Thanks so much, Al. The action here in Week 6 is about to be in the books as we close out with Dallas and Houston. But next week, it's Week 7 of the 24-round battles. On May 8th, TBL travels to Florida to kick off the weekend as the Phoenix Fury take on the Las Vegas Hustle for a duel of the Desert Elite at 7 Eastern. Then we return to the War Memorial to watch Rashidi Ellis and the Boston Butchers take on Giovanni Estella and the Miami Assassins. To cap off the weekend, the Atlanta Attack return home for what might be their toughest matchup of the season. They'll take on Shaquille Ellis in the Philadelphia Smoke at 7 Eastern. 24 3-minute rounds all await our fighters in Week 7, only in TBL Team Boxing League. Closing out this Sunday in Houston with some Team Boxing League and the Hitmen in a rare position. They are in front after the launch rounds. Houston leading Dallas 6-4. We welcome you back inside our studios. Justin and Al with you. So Al, in that launch round phase, 6 of the 8 rounds ruled split decisions. Houston winning 3 of those really close rounds. And then, of course, Zay Farr with the big 3 points. Double knockdown round for him.
Yeah, Houston performing very, very well. And as you say, getting the benefit of a couple of those close split decisions. But they performed exceedingly well, all of them.
Let's take a look at some of the rounds that stood out in that launch round phase. And you go to round 4, Deontay Brown and Josue Mendez for Houston. Again, this was a matchup in which a Houston fighter was making their TBL debut, and Mendez acquitted himself nicely.
Yeah, this was one of those split decisions, and Brown had a good start early, but then Mendez came back with these kind of combinations, and that ended up getting him the split decision win. And then the power burst came with Zay Farr in round 5 against Calhoun, when in the mid portion of the round he started, after Calhoun had gotten off to a very good early start, the Farr power started to make itself felt with both the right hook and the straight left, and he got Calhoun into all kinds of trouble. It produced not 1 but 2 knockdowns.
Yeah, some power punching. You combine that with some not sloppy footwork but choppy footwork from Calhoun, and it was a recipe for disaster as Farr picks up 3 key points there for Houston. Those two are going to meet later on in the money rounds in round 20. So now we have Houston leading going into the middle rounds. We take a look at our round to watch here, and it's already a repeat of one of the matchups from the launch rounds, Ray Talib and Corey Cad, and I'm sure that that late hit from Cad is fresh in the mind of Talib.
Yeah, round 12 with these middleweights, and it was a costly mistake by Cad. Houston might have been up by an additional point because that round may have been a round that Cad was going to win, but the hit after the round pushed the round into Talib's corner. We'll see how the next one plays out.
Yeah, so 2 middleweight TBL veterans getting going in round number 12. Let's get the middle round started and go back inside the ring with Patrick Creighton.
Up to the middle rounds. Round 9 is in the Bantamweight division. In the blue corner, for the Dallas Enforcers, B-Win. In the red corner, for the Houston Hitmen, Jessica, the Queen Del Boni.
So it is round 2 between B-Win and Jessica Del Boni, who took the first round, which was round number 1 in the lunch rounds, over Win by split decision. 32-year-old going back to work. And these are two come-forward fighters. And again, no just one direction. Del Boni did a really nice job tagging Win, especially with work upstairs.
It was a round fought in 2 halves. The first half for Del Boni, very effective. And then Win found a home for that left, as she did just there, and made it a little closer. That ended up making it a split decision, even though she lost to Del Boni. Both women doing exactly what they did in the previous round. A lot of movement from Win, but she's punching off that movement.
Again, Houston starting with a lead here in the middle rounds, up 6-4 in the head-to-head score. Already with 6 points. They scored a total of 9 back on April 18th in the first meeting with Dallas.
And here in this one, Houston finds itself in a position for another very close match that, you know, they're not out of by any stretch of the imagination.
I can't help you with the contact.
So a contact lens is falling out, and the referee basically telling Killer B, that's your problem.
Yeah. She gets this, Wins gets the straight left in again. Del Boni's still trying to land that right. She hasn't landed as many in this round as she did in the last one, but there's one that gets in. These two women stylistically make a good match because they both can do some of the same things. And you have a lefty and a righty. Lefty trying to land the straight left, and the righty trying to land the right.
Just hit the head. The clash of heads as Del Boni gets in a combo.
Yeah, often that happens with lefties and righties, and once again they bang heads.
That time they avoid the head clash because Del Boni smothered her with a right hand. 30 seconds to go. Again, a contact lens seemingly popped out of the left eye of B-Win. You ever walk around with just one contact lens? It is not fun.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I had contacts a long time ago, and I agree with you. Del Boni has been a little less effective in getting that right-handed in this round, but she has landed for sure.
There's a push down at the bell. So another good scrap between these two women.
Here's where Del Boni trying to land the right, but gets countered by the straight left of Win, and Win has really landed that punch from time to time in that round.
Both fighters feel they did enough to win that round. We'll see what the judges think.
Winner of this round by split decision. And a 1-0 score. Out of the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Jessica, the Queen Del Boni. Houston leads 7-4. Round 10 is in the lightweight division. Out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Malik Moore. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, former Florida Golden Gloves champion, Manuel, the Venezuelan monster, Sangroni.
Two young lightweights going at it. Sangroni, 22 years of age out of Venezuela. Lark, 23 years of age out of Cedar Hill, Texas, though Lark has plenty of TBL experience now in his 4th season. And he's searching for his 20th career win here. He's 19-7 in Team Boxing League.
Yeah, he came into the season with a 9-round win streak this year, and he was 2-2. And for Sangroni, he has done well this season.
Tries to focus on counter punching and movement. 2-0 record in boxing outside of TBL. And again, a Venezuelan native now living in Miami. Venezuela steeped in rich boxing history.
Yeah, his debut season, and as you mentioned, Lark very, very experienced. When Lark faced Houston in week 4, he split with Jason Alpo, who we've seen tonight already.
And these two will be in action again against one another in the 22nd round coming up. Trying to halt the forward progression of Sangroni.
Yeah, Sangroni is a come-forward fighter. We've seen that in his 4 TBL matches. He is going to always bring the action to you. Lark, who's a pretty adept counterpuncher anyway, is doing a good job of it.
Gets a combo in, and then is able to move his feet out of a precarious situation along the ropes. Jams the right hand into Sangroni, and again, angling out whenever you could tell his back is along the ropes.
And Lark landed a really good right hand, a short chopping right hand that I think got Sangroni's attention, but even that doesn't stop Sangroni from continuing the assault. Sangroni's got a good right hook to the body, and we saw it a moment ago. When he cranks up that double right hook, it can be very effective.
Hey, come here. Let's say stop. Both of you get it. Both of you.
I believe Lark has backed himself against the rope several times on purpose, trying to counter Sangroni, and for the most part, I think it's been a good ploy.
If he feels that he could land some of those shots in motion. We've seen a handful of times Sangroni end up in a similar position like that, where he's chest up against the ropes, caught in a bad spot, maybe overshooting on Lark. And Malik Lark certainly had the ring generalship in that 10th round.
And here's Lark getting off the ropes with Lark and landing that right hand that we talked about. You know, Lark only a 23-year-old, but he has really become a ring general, and a lot of it's due to the extensive experience in Team Boxing League.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Malik Lark. Houston leads 7-5. Round 11 is in the welterweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Deontay LeBron James Brown. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Josue Sosa.
Josue Sosa Mendez beat Deontay Brown in round 4. What will they do here in round 11? It is a 2-point Houston lead. And I tell you what, we're already 10 rounds in. Jessica Delbone's fought twice. Her night's over. She has a pair of wins. She's also standing by with Amelia.
Jessica, so you've fought B 3 times now. You've come out with a win, and I really feel like this last one, you really started to really create a separation. What were the adjustments that you made from last time to this time?
You know, I'm a MMA fighter, so I have to do a lot of adjustments since I started to fight TBL. So I'm trying to keep my shin down. That's hard for me, you know, because kickboxing. But hands up and try to find the KO. You know, I was trying to finish the fight because I do not agree for the first time that I fight against her 2 weeks ago. They left like a split decision, and in the first round today, they give a split decision again. I almost KO her. You know, I almost finished the fight. So then I didn't agree, and then in the last round, I just thought, say, okay, let me try to finish without the judge, but whatever, we went to fight to the end, so that's a good fight, you know.
I mean, absolutely. You know, just trying to really create that separation and have a goal in mind. Houston's doing fantastic tonight. Any predictions on how the momentum is going to keep going?
Just keep going and try to put my hands up, my shin down, and then working my box right now. So that's it. I hope to be better in the next competition too, so that's it. Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you. Thank you for jumping on the mic with us. Justin, back to you.
Well, congrats to Delboni, the Brazilian native, wisely keeping her shin down here tonight.
Yeah, she didn't like that split decision in the first fight. I have to admit, I thought she won a unanimous one there.
And she sensed it. She felt like she had wind hurt and on the verge of getting stopped in that first go-around. Ended up a split decision. Round 9 ended up in a split decision, but that's her mentality, trying to take it out of the judge's hands.
These two men fought a very close round the first time, and they are doing so again. Brown switching a lot from righty to lefty, as he did in the first round. Brown with a lot more experience than Mendez in TBL, and boy, they're going after it now.
Big whacking left hand. Mendez tries to return the favor, but Brown a step ahead on that exchange.
Brown is cranking up those left hooks.
Yeah, first upstairs, but then to the body moments ago, and another left hook. Time is called. And we're going to get a point deduction here. A point for punching below the waistline.
That's intriguing. I didn't see a warning for that, but apparently Mendez did it too much for the referee's liking, and that's the second point's been deducted from Houston.
I'll tell you what, Al, it did happen, but back in the fourth round, there were numerous warnings for punches below the belt between these two, and I'm with you. I don't think there was a prior warning in this individual.
No, not in this round, and I thought that right hand was on the belt line, to be honest, but in any case, it's officially a point deduction.
Decision. And the score of 1-0 out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Deontay LeBron James Brown. Houston leads 7-6. Round 12 is in the middleweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Ray Alif Ali Talib Jr. In the corner for the Houston Hitmen, Corey Snapback Cash.
Second round of action between these two fighters, Talib and Cad. At 160 pounds, Talib earned a split decision win back in the launch rounds. Cad with a late hit after the bell was deducted a point, and now Houston has a 1-point lead over Dallas.
Not often we see in these competitions 2-point deductions during the course of the evening, but we have, and they both influenced decisions in these fights. Cad doing what he did in the first part of their first encounter before he got hurt by a right hook, and that was using the jab and keeping his opponent on the outside.
I'd really like to see Cad keep moving to that left and you know, staying on the outside of that foot, be able to get those punches off. Right now he's kind of getting caught inside just a little bit.
Oh, good right uppercut coming from seemingly out of nowhere from Corey Cad.
Such a different feel on this round from the last one that they came in on.
Really good counter punching from Cad over these last few seconds.
Yeah, he's trying to avoid getting hit with that right hook again. And I think he feels if he's busy enough, it'll keep Brown on the outside. A very active ref. He has been active. Good body work by Brown.
With a right hand to the body from Cad. Amelia, did you like it when refs stayed busy in there when you were in the ring competing?
Absolutely. You know, it's keeping them from the wrap-ups and keeping the action going is, you know, it pushes the athletes and kind of allows you to keep working. I mean, nothing really is the wrap-up unless you know how to work in it. Sometimes it's just a lull and an energy drain.
Been a much better round for Corey Cad.
Yeah, he's done through most of this round what he did in the initial portion of their first round together. Landed from a distance and not let Brown get on the inside. He's just going to have to avoid to not punch after the bell.
He almost
did. Yeah.
Make it. Oh, Corey Cad.
He's lucky that left hook didn't land, huh?
Well, we'll see if this is the answer that Houston needs after they've dropped 2 straight rounds, and that lead is shrunk to 1 in the team score.
The winner of this round by split decision and a score of 1-0 out of the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Corey Snapback Cad.
So Cad gets the win. He splits his rounds tonight with Renard Talib Jr. and Houston through 12 rounds has an 8-6 lead. We'll be back with more here in the middle rounds. Houston Hitmen looking for their first win of the season. Pro wrestling great Booker T on hand here in Houston as the Hitmen have an 8-6 lead over Dallas through 12 rounds. Go back to the action in the middle rounds. Round number 13. Here is Patrick Creighton.
Round 13 is in the super middleweight division. In the blue corner, for the Dallas Enforcers, Eddie the Hunter Ortiz. In the red corner, for the Houston Hitmen, Devin Thorne.
This is a rematch of round 7 between Edward Ortiz and Devin Thorne. Ortiz picked up a split decision win, and there have been plenty of split decisions scored by the Texas judges tonight.
Yeah, a lot. And for Ortiz, the 34-year-old, who is a very, very skilled boxer with a really good with a really good record, 15-2 in professional boxing.
So he has 19 fights under his name in boxing outside of TBL. He has now 2 TBL fights. He has another one here. That's 20+ viewings of Rocky and Gladiator. Edward Ortiz.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Goodness.
Yeah, he's undefeated this season with that win he just got.
Do you think he sits through the 3-hour movie for a 3-minute round?
That's a good question. I'm going to have to puzzle over that one. Ortiz kept the distance pretty well against Thorne in the first encounter. And Thorne now 1-6 this season. He really wants to get over the hump and get another win for himself. And there's a short chopping right hand by Thorne that we talked about in their first fight. It's a good one. He needs to set himself up in better position to throw that punch.
Flurry of punches from Ortiz in the corner and along the ropes, though none finding a sound landing spot.
And these are the moments on the inside when Thorne wants to see if he can make something happen, even though he couldn't right there. And I think he's backing himself against the ropes, so Ortiz will come in.
Ortiz slipped out of the way of that left hook. But again, it is that right hand from Thorne that he's had chances to land here, especially in that prior round.
And there he tried it again. You know, it's interesting, Ortiz got on the inside here and did some really good body work, but when he does, he puts himself in danger of that right getting there. But he's been busy, Ortiz.
We'll see if the judges award activity as Ortiz comes through with a 1-2 combo on Thorne near the corner.
Yeah, that was one of the best combinations Ortiz has thrown tonight. And he's landing a lot. A lot of these are not being blocked or slipped by Thorne.
There's another 1-2 in the same spot. Edward Ortiz picking up the activity along the 3 minutes here with Devin Thorne. And he could very well be on his way to a 2-round shutout over Houston's Thorne.
And this would be a valued point as we see Ortiz doing some of the good work he did. This is where he started to use the jab and the straight left. That one a jab and then the left to the body. He also used the jab with the straight left to the head. And the body work by Ortiz, very impressive. And there toward the end, we saw that 1-2 combination.
This round by unanimous decision. And the score of 1-0. Out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Eddie the Hunter Ortiz. Houston leads 8-7. Round 14 is in the light heavyweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, former three-time Golden Gloves champion and Team USA member, Abimbola Space Oshundiro. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Duran Greedy Izzo.
Darren Issum making his TBL debut, a tall, lanky 175-pounder out of New Orleans, stands at 6'3", 26 years of age. Abimbola Oshundiro, 3-1 so far this year in his 4th TBL season.
Yeah, Oshundiro was 9-1 last season, and that's kind of a breakout season for him. And now Issum coming in here with 7 wins as a pro, no losses beyond TBL, and 5 KOs, so they're hoping he can be a good addition to their team.
And one of 4 Houston Hitmen making their TBL debuts tonight. See if that length can be an obstacle here for Oshundiro, or will he be able to adjust?
Yeah, Oshundiro is usually a very aggressive, swarming fighter, and so far in this match, Issum has kept him at bay on the outside a little bit more.
Issum competing at light heavyweight here. He says he can compete at cruiserweight as well.
And of course, we see people switch weights to help out their team a lot in this league. That's the range where Oshundiro would like to be and be able to get some work done on the inside, but he hasn't quite been able to do it.
Low guard with that right hand from Oshundiro.
He's an unorthodox fighter, but he gets the job done more often than not. And that's why he has a 22-10 record in the TBL.
A minute to go here at round 14, a matchup of 2 southpaws at 175 pounds. And Houston clinging to an 8-7 lead.
This match has been a little messy, and neither man has gotten done offensively, I think, what they want. Nice right hand by Oshundiro there. This would be a tough one for the judges to unravel.
Depending on something electric happening over the final 25 seconds. Though the majority of the round's been static.
The Issum jab early in the round was making the difference, but that punch kind of went away as the round wore on.
That wraps it up. Issum and Oshundiro will lock horns again in the 23rd round. Oshundiro saying, hey, that's all you got? Well, sit tight. Again, 23rd round coming up. We'll get the judge's decision in this one first.
He has a larger-than-life personality, Oshundiro.
That's what the judges say here as Dallas is trying to earn a win on the road.
Round via split decision and a score of 1-0 out of the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Duran Greedy Izzo. Houston leads 9-7. Round 15 is in the Cruiserweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, former world title challenger, Calvin Hot Sauce Henderson. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Derek Smart.
So over the last 3 rounds here in the middle round phase, Al, Houston has 3 fighters in a row making their TBL debuts. Isom, the first one, picks up a win over Ocean Dyro. And here's Calvin Henderson going up against Derek Smart at Cruiserweight. As Hot Sauce Henderson back in action. 6-10 with a knockout in his TBL career. 19-3-1 in boxing outside of Team Boxing League.
Yeah, he's 1-3 this season. He split with David Stevens when they last faced Houston, or faced, when he last fought in the week 4.
See the height difference. Smart, a 6'4" southpaw. He has the advantage here over the 6-foot Henderson. That one below the waist. The referee has a sharp eye for that today.
He likes to get involved. I'll just leave it at that.
Very protective of the waistbands.
Yes, for sure. You know, Calvin Henderson was a music major when he went to college in Arkansas. And he said there's a connection between music and the way you handle yourself in the ring. And he's trying to make some sweet music now. But he's finding it difficult to get on the inside against a Smart.
Henderson punching with that long jab from Derek Smart. Now getting on the inside, tags him with the right hand upstairs.
That's the range that Henderson wants. He's a 35-year-old who is in boxing. When he can get to that mid-range against fighters, he can do well. And there he is.
Left hand, that finds a landing. Henderson coming through with that punch and then gets warned again for a shot to the waistline.
Yeah, that stopped his momentum, the referee's intervention there.
And that allowed Smart to recover.
Yeah, and then now Henderson gets the right hand in again, so he's got Smart in some trouble.
30 seconds to play with for Hot Sauce Henderson.
Henderson in the last minute of this round has really turned the tide. And some of it's with the body work, which the referee doesn't seem to like, but...
There's a left hand to the body. That was clean. Final moments of the round. Good combo from Henderson. Another right hand that's blasted through the guard of Derek Smart. And it looks like he just survived these 3 minutes out.
Yeah, he was hurt right at the end of the round, and I'm not sure if that didn't come from one of those body shots by Henderson. Henderson, well, that one was right on the belt line, not really low, but he did get the warning from the referee, but that kind of stopped his momentum. But then he came back with some nice overhand rights, that jab that you see there, and Henderson closed out the round, dominating Smart. That's the right hand that hurt him. And we thought there was a body shot in there.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision. And the score of 1-0 out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Calvin Hot Sauce Henderson. Houston leads 9-8. Round 16 is in the heavyweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Dakari Mack Truck Scott. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Amir Divine Lewis.
Round number 18 and a 1-point advantage for the Houston Hitmen. This one's certainly a lot different than the initial meeting taking place on April 18th. where Dallas won it 24-9. Houston already has 9 points, and there's 9 more rounds to go. And here we go with Dakari Scott and Amir Lewis, who's making his TBL debut. In fact, both Scott and Lewis making their respective TBL debuts. Lewis is 6'2" heavyweight out of Orlando, 29 years of age and undefeated in traditional boxing at 10-0. But none of his opponents have had winning records. Scott, meanwhile, is 9-1 with 8 knockouts in traditional boxing. He's never gone the distance in any fight.
Yeah, both these men coming in here kind of, and a lot of times, as you point out, with the opposition and early on, a lot of these heavyweights, we don't really know how good they are. This will give us a little bit better idea, even in this one-round format, because they're facing tough opposition. Scott trying to work on the inside and against Lewis and use his bulk and also the body work.
Scott trying to land that right hand as he continues to move forward on the taller Lewis. These two gentlemen close out the middle rounds. They will also close out the money rounds in the 24th coming up later. What will the overall score look like there as a right uppercut lands from Amir Lewis?
This is the range that Scott wants, where it gives him a better opportunity to land, and he's doing a pretty good job on the inside right now.
Finding a way to split the guard of Lewis.
We've had some entertaining heavyweight action in this fight, in this match.
Yeah, Lewis leaves his feet on one of those punches. Yeah, between King and Romero, who you're going to see at the start of the money rounds, and here between Lewis and Scott.
The body work of Scott has been very, very effective, and he has kept Lewis from being at range where Lewis can do better. He's kept him in that corner, even though Lewis is punching pretty well off the ropes now, but he's taken a lot of punishment.
Dakari Scott looking like a fighter who has seized this momentum in the round to close out the middle round phase. Lewis trying to fight back, fight out of the corner. And that was pretty entertaining between two fighters who were in their first TBL flyer fight.
Well, Dakari Scott turned things around in the second half of that round by getting on the inside and not really, you see him on the inside here, even in the center of the ring, doing very good work. That was what started the onslaught for him. And then once he got his opponent against the ropes and was able to work on the inside, as we see him doing here, he prevented Lewis from being at range to throw big punches.
The winner of this round via split decision and the score of 1-0. Out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Dakari Mack Truck Scott. Fans, we are at the second intermission. Our score, the Dallas Enforcers.
So Dallas ties it up at 9 apiece as Scott defeats Lewis in the 16th round. Money rounds are coming up. Amelia Moore, though, standing by with someone we spotted in the audience a little bit earlier in the night. Amelia, who do you have?
So we are ringside here with the legendary Mr. Booker T. Sir, you built an entire career under the bright lights. You know entertainment better than anyone. Tell me, how has Team Boxing League delivered for you guys tonight?
No, it's been awesome, you know. I'm sure the fighters, you know, got a lot of butterflies, you know, but like they told me when I was young, you know, you got to get those butterflies to line up and fly straight. And they've been doing a hell of a job. Great fights.
We really enjoyed that last heavyweight bout there, it seemed like.
Oh, man, those guys were like rock'em sock'em robots. I mean, out there just throwing hands. I thought somebody was going to go down, but a lot of heart, a lot of heart.
So there's athletes who are watching from afar. They're trying to make breakthroughs, you know, in this sport and in other sports. What do they need to do to be able to make that breakthrough and make their dreams come true?
You know, I mean, it's simple. You know, preparation is the only luck. You know, you got to really, really, you know, put the work in, because trust me, if you're not putting the work in, somebody else is.
So true. Hard work, dedication. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you being ringside. I know it means so much to the athletes.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, it's all about the fighters.
Have an excellent night.
Awesome.
Justin, back to you.
Well, we are prepared for the money rounds. We will see who breaks through as we are tied in Houston at 9-all. Eight more rounds to play with, and a tie head-to-head score right now between Houston and Dallas. This is certainly different than their initial meeting that took place a few weeks ago. As we welcome you back inside our TBL studios. Justin and Al with you. Houston has been holding tough. They're hanging tough. Dallas, though, winning the last 2 rounds. So it is neck and neck, and it's anybody's game as we head into the money rounds here.
It really is, and not only is it tied at 9-9, but we have had a plethora of split decisions, which tells you just how even all these rounds have been.
Yeah, there were 4 split decisions in the middle rounds. Let's take a look at a couple of rounds that stood out. And that very first round in the middle round phase, round 9, this went to a split decision, and Del Boni emerged victorious yet again.
Yeah, Del Boni stepped on the pedal. She didn't like that it was a split decision the first time when she fought Wynn, and she tried to be even more aggressive, and she did end up landing enough of those straight right hands to score a unanimous decision over Wynn and go 2-0 for the evening.
Now, we talked about Houston being a young team. They have 3 fighters closing out the middle rounds, making their TBL debuts, including here in the 15th. Calvin Hot Sauce Henderson going up against the newcomer right there, Derek Smart. And as the round progressed, Henderson gained more and more momentum.
Yeah, Smart got off to a pretty good start, and then Calvin Henderson found a home for the right hand. He lands into the body there as he pushed Smart against the ropes often, worked the body, and really did a great job of attacking during the course of this round.
Henderson picking up the victory via unanimous decision. Zachary Scott made his TBL debut for Dallas in the next round. He picked up the win, so we are tied at 9. We take a look at some rounds to watch here in the money rounds. It's a chance for Ambabola Oshindairo to exact revenge against another TBL rookie in Duran Isom.
Yeah, one of the split decisions that we've talked about. Oshindairo, an aggressive, swarming kind of fighter, wasn't able to get enough done against Isom. Hey, when we get to round 23, this could help decide the issue for these two teams.
Well, the money rounds are about to get underway. Tie score, and we are going to start it off with the heavyweights. Let's go back to Houston with Patrick Creighton.
Welcome to the money rounds. Round 17 is in the heavyweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Jared the Lion King. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Carlos from Meta Romero.
So a rematch of round number 8 in which Romero picked up the split decision win. Houston at one point tonight had a 3-point lead in the launch rounds. They had a 3-point lead at the end of round number 9. And now, with the score tied, we go to the money round. Round number 17, kicking it off. Romero in the white trunks, King in the blue trunks. So glad to have you with us as we close out week 6 in Team Boxing League. Justin Shackle, Al Bernstein, Amelia Moore with you.
And as we look at you know, the rounds coming up, we see a lot of close ones, and this would be an example because for most of that round, they actually was very close, and it was the rally by Romero at the end, I think, that made the difference and got him to win against King.
There was a double left hook in there from Romero at the very end that you couldn't help but wonder if that really swayed the judges in their decision.
Yeah, very good point, and I think it may have. King is
big overhand right lands by Romero.
Yeah, I was just about to say King is a free swinger and leaves himself open. That time he didn't even get to swing, but he was hoping for the right hand. And Romero landing big power punches here.
A couple of connects from Romero, then being held by King. And another sharp jab that lands flush by Romero.
Romero more experience, 18-2 in the pro ranks outside of TBL, where he made his debut here tonight. And King is 3-2 as a pro, and he's, as we said, he's making his debut here as well. But Romero, a little more seasoned vet.
That was a sharp right hand that is being thrown at different angles by Romero.
King keeps his hand low and his head high. Not a good combination in boxing.
The right hand barely blocked by King.
You're going to see another overhand right, I think, from Romero before this is all done. Good combinations, though, by King.
And Romero answers back with a 3-punch combo. Some wild swings from both fighters here with less than a minute to go. Oh, the right hand tags King cleanly.
You know, King has switched to lefty and has been a little bit more effective from that stance, but he is taking big shots as well.
Did Romero land more impactful shots like that right hand, followed by the left.
Yeah, the big eye-popping punches are coming from Romero, even though King is landing some as well.
Another 1-2 combo from Romero. The straight right has been the weapon. Another chin turner with that right hand. King answers back. They go back and forth near the end.
That was fun.
I know we only get him for 3-minute bursts, but this is the type of matchup you'd like to see maybe in traditional boxing. Give me 8 rounds of this.
And I'm going to tell you something. As we look at the great action, I'll point out that heavyweight encounters in boxing that go 10 rounds, 12 rounds, sometimes do not have this kind of action. And in this format, these heavyweights lay it all on the line. And Romero and King both landing big shots. Romero with maybe the more eye-popping punches, but King had his moments.
By unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0. Out of the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Carlos from Meta Romero. Houston leads 10-9. Round 18 is in the featherweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, former national champion and Marine veteran Montserrat Carmona. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, the evil princess Janaisa Morandin.
Second round of the night between Morandin and Carmona. Carmona picked up the unanimous decision way back in round 3. I'll tell you what, Alice, we continue here in the money rounds. Houston up by a score of 10-9, and you're looking down the bout sheet. There is a path for Houston to absolutely take this head-to-head bout.
Yeah, they have enough chances, and I think there's going to be a lot of close fights as we run down the stretch here. This one, Carmona, I think, controlled most of that first encounter with Morandin, but we'll see if she can do it this time.
Carmona, the Dallas native, 24 years of age. Morandin looking for that first win of the season. Height advantage for Carmona here, standing at 5'3". Morandin an even 5 foot.
Yeah, Carmona has not lost this season in TBL. She's now 3-0, and she's a confident boxer in there.
Good combo from Carmona. A right and then a left. Left both connecting, and it forces Morandin to hold on. Getting a right hand over the top of that left hand from Morandin. Carmona landing with accuracy here in the 18th round. And another right hand.
Janaisa Morandin is a willing participant who is active, but her technique is not where Carmona's is right now as a boxer.
A little over a minute to go here in the 18th between these two bantamweights. Featherweights, rather. Carmona trying to sweep her 2 rounds tonight against Morandin.
All the amateur experience in the military competitions for Carmona is coming to the forefront now.
Seconds to go. Carmona continuing to land with accuracy.
You know, she's landing the right hand, Carmona, from both the right-handed and left-handed stance. It's a right hook when she's a lefty.
Straight left that backs Morandin up. Another left hand. Montserrat Carmona with an impressive Sunday night on the road in Houston. Could she have supplied the Dallas Enforcers with a tying round performance right there?
Great work by Carmona from range as both the righty and the lefty. There she is as a lefty and landing the right hook and the straight left as well.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision And the score of 1-0 out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Montserrat Carmona. We are tied at 10. Round 19 is in the lightweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, four-time national champion, Jack the Demon Sambiaku. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Jaden Alpo.
The 19-year-old Alpo out of Port Arthur, Texas, picked off Sambiaku. One of the standouts for Dallas, especially in 2025 when they first met in round 2. And here with a tie score, Alpo's going to try and do it again against Jack Sambiaku.
Yeah, Sambiaku picking up that split decision in the first encounter between the two. And, it was a very, very close round.
Sambiaku improving to 12-6 with that win over Alpo. I mistakenly said Alpo won the prior round. Sambiaku won that round, and here they are again in the 19th. Dallas with a chance to take the lead here.
And both men a little more cautious here in this encounter. Although they were to some degree early in the first one as well, and then things heated up. Alpo was able to land his left hook in that first encounter better, and there he threw it. And Sambiaku concentrated on the jab and the right hand.
Now I go back to something Amelia said earlier in the night. Seldom do the fighters scoreboard watch per se, right? They may know the overall score, but that is not going to detract them from their strategy going into the ring. So when you talk about, hey, both are a little bit quiet, I don't know how much that has to do with the overall score right now.
No, I think you're right. They have to get done what they're doing within their personality as a fighter to win the round. So they can't let that get too far into their head. There might be some occasions where you're going to go for a knockout, but for the most part, that's not the case.
Yeah, really, in this scenario, round 19 might be too early for them.
Oh, you just want to win because we're deadlocked. And this round's been really close. Sambiaku's been a little bit busier than Alpo, but less offense working for either man than we saw in the first round.
Alpo's trying to establish the counters this round. Sambiaku slips out of the path. 10 more seconds to play with here in the 19th round between Sambiaku and Alpo. And now Sambiaku letting the fists fly a little bit. And a right hand collides with the face of Alpo. Sambiaku caps it off with a jab. And that will do it here in the 19th round.
Both men got very aggressive in the final moments of that round, sensing perhaps that they needed to do something important. And here is that action with Sambiaku just throwing those right hands, trying to get them in. That's his best weapon. And after Alpo had, before that sequence, done some good combination work.
Unanimous decision. And the score of 1-0 out of the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Jaden Alpo. Houston leads 11-10. Round 20 is in the super welterweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Emmanuel Shockwave HOU. In the red corner Hitmen, Zay Farr.
Calhoun and Farr, a rematch of round number 5 in the launch rounds where Farr put Calhoun down twice. Calhoun is in the blue trunks, Farr meanwhile in the white for Houston. So Amelia, with Houston ahead by 1, we already saw what Zay Farr's been able to do. He's been a point gatherer for this Hitmen squad. This is a big opportunity and a big point in this season for the Houston Hitmen.
Absolutely. I mean, Zay Farr can help them secure a win tonight even if he has is able to drop his opponent just once.
We were talking about it in the earlier meeting between these two. We saw Farr with the natural power, but what are you seeing with Calhoun and his footwork?
So Calhoun, it seems like he keeps wrapping up. He's very wide in his stance. It's almost like a wrestler's stance where he's low to the ground. As you see, every time the exchange happens, the pressure comes in, he goes low and wraps around to the body.
Farr's hand speed was the difference, along with the power in their first encounter. And he's looking to have that jab set up, another straight left. And, of course, the right hook was effective for him as well.
And Zay really looks like he's trying to set up that counter. So when Calhoun's diving in, you know, trying to clear that distance because his stance is so wide, he feels like he's not taking his feet with him so much. Farr has to be able to counterpunch, be able to, you know, pick that punch out without having somebody kind of rush in on him.
Good right hand by Calhoun. That's one of his better offensive moments in this round. Farr has not been as effective offensively as he was in their first encounter, but probably doing more work, and most of the work's being done by this referee who can't resist a chance to deliver a lecture.
Pleading with Calhoun to stop holding here.
He's definitely getting his money's worth tonight.
Yes. Calhoun has done a little better offensively than he did in their first encounter. I don't know if it's enough to win him the round, but it's been better.
Coming back with that right hand, but again, Calhoun
He's going to get a point deducted for holding. The third point deduction we've seen this evening will impact this fight for sure.
So we'll see how the judges score the second round of the night between Farr and Calhoun, with Houston currently up by 1, 11-10. The current score as we await the judges' decision for round number 20.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0 out of the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Zay Farr.
The youngster from Texas picking up another win here tonight, a 2-round sweep over Emmanuel Calhoun, and with 4 rounds to play with, Houston is up by 2, 12-10 our score. We're back in Texas in a moment. Dallas is ahead by 2 with 4 rounds to go. Ready, we're going to go for the start of round number 21. Let's go back to Patrick Creighton.
Round 21 is in the Cruiserweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, former world title challenger, Kelvin Hot Sauce Henderson. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Derek Smart.
Start of round 21, Henderson picked up a win over Smart, who's making his TBL debut tonight. We'll see what they do in their second go-around. Right now, Amelia standing by with the Jersey transplant, the unbeaten prospect, Zaquin Moses.
So I'm here with some boxing royalties. Quinn Moses, you're here supporting Houston. What are you doing here tonight?
I'm here to support the Houston team, support Zafar and Jaden Alpo.
Okay, you've got, what do you think so far, actually? I mean, I know for a fact, like, you know, the whole family loves boxing, and, like, you guys just love sparring and scrapping and stuff. So what do you think of the format here? I
feel like it's great. I mean, I like how the teams keep going back and forth. I like that everywhere I have a certain team, they all come in to fight, basically, and I like it. I like watching. I'm here to support.
I mean, just staying active, making money.
Yeah, for sure.
So you've got a big fight coming up just announced, I feel like 24 hours ago, May 30th.
Yeah, May 30th, I'm here in Houston. It's just another day for me, another venue, another everything. I can't wait to perform, though. I can't wait. I'm excited.
I already know you're ready. You never stay out of the gym. It's lifestyle, so.
Every day. I'm in the gym every day. Even after the fight, I'm there that Monday.
I know. I've seen it. Looking forward to your fight. Thank you so much for jumping on with us, and I can't wait to watch you fight. This is going to be fantastic. Every day, it seems like you just keep getting better and better.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Justin, back to you.
Thanks so much, Amelia. Zaquin Moses, a terrific young prospect, younger cousin of Shakur Stevenson. Again, Jersey native. They moved down with the entire family to the Houston area, but I tell you what, you can't find a Team USA boxing event these days, or maybe former amateurs that just turned young pros like we have here with Zafar, fellow Team USA members where Zaquin isn't traveling to go see his friends compete.
Good support from him. Now, Calvin Henderson has dominated this round against Derek Smart. He did so in the last minute and a half of the first encounter they had, and he has started out right where he left off, and I think he's almost looking to add points. Is there enough time for him to do that? Because he has dominated Smart.
It looked like he had Smart hurt near the very end of their initial round.
He hurt him to the body, and he has gone to that body also along with the headshots in this round. Another right hand, that hurt.
And that left hand came over the top. Henderson doing work downstairs, putting damage in the bank, and then coming back upstairs with some punishing shots. And with Dallas down by 2, there's a huge left hook near the end of this round. And Hot Sauce Henderson, for the second straight round, had his opponent hurt right at the end. And if he had just a handful of maybe 10 seconds or so, this could be a very different score.
Henderson went all out to try and get a knockdown and add a point for his team. And he had Smart in trouble, especially toward the end of that round. And he shook his head saying, oh, I was close. And he certainly dominated that round enough to win.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Kelvin Hot Sauce Henderson. Houston leads 12-11. Round 22 is in the lightweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Malik Moulart. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, former Florida Golden Gloves champion, Manuel, the Venezuelan Monster, Sangroni.
Here we go, back down to 135 pounds. So we go from cruiserweight to lightweight, then light heavyweight. And the heavyweights will close us out, but this one is going down to the wire. Houston 12, Dallas 11. Second matchup of the night between Lark and Sangroni. Lark came away with the victory via unanimous decision in the 10th.
Yeah, he was able to handle the pressure of Sangroni, who is, as we said, always a pressure fighter. And he was able to counter him well and kind of control the offense.
With 3 rounds to go, including this one, a fighter needs to step up. Who will it be? Will it come from Houston, who's searching for its first win of the season, or will Dallas have a fighter emerge and spark this rally that they need?
And for Lark, he's getting his 20th win as a Team Boxing League member earlier this evening was a landmark. And he's come out very aggressively against Sangroni. Sangroni usually is the one that's coming forward, but Lark has staked out his part of the ring and is pushing Sangroni back. We haven't seen that at all.
And Sangroni finding himself in a bit of trouble here. Lark gaining some speed. Big right hand landing there. And a left hand coming through. And the gloves touch the mat. That's going to be a knockdown for Lark. Well, a flurry caught up with Sangroni and Malik Lark with a knockdown here in the 22nd.
And a minute left to go to see if he can do that again or even get a 4-pointer here. You knew there was a difference because Sangroni never goes backwards, and he's been going backwards in this round a lot, so he felt Lark's power early.
Now he's coming forward. You wonder, was that the adjustment he made going into the round, or was there a moment early on, suddenly, that maybe caught Sangroni and had him and forced him to become a little bit hesitant, take the foot off the gas?
Yeah, I would think it's the latter because Sangroni just doesn't go backwards when he fights. And this is a seminal moment in this match because of the extra point that Malik Lark has put on this fight.
Well, as the seconds tick off and the round winds down, Malik Lark with a huge pick-me-up for the Dallas Enforcers. Malik Lark sweeps his 2 rounds, and he's put Dallas back in the lead.
And the work that Malik Lark did here in this fight, getting Sangroni in trouble, creating the knockdown with that left to the head that put his glove on the mat, which creates a knockdown. There it is. An appropriate call, and that added a point on.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 2-0, out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Malik Lark. Dallas leads 13-12. Round 23 is in the light heavyweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, former 3-time Golden Gloves champion, Team USA member, Abimbola Space Oshundairo. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Duran Greedy Izzo.
Dallas up 1 with 2 rounds to go. Oshundairo looking for revenge after dropping a split decision to ice him in his TBL debut back in the middle rounds. It was the 14th round as this is our round to watch.
Yeah, that was a very, very close match, and when we said this could have bearing on the outcome when we made it to round to watch, boy, is that the case? Because right now, this is razor thin. And Osundairo was not able to do a lot offensively in that first encounter as much as he wanted to do. And that was because of this, that when they got on the inside, neither man was able to really do much offensively.
The two southpaws. Isom obviously has the height advantage at 6'3". A long, lanky light heavyweight who's 7-0 with 5 knockouts in traditional boxing. He's fought mostly across the South, out of New Orleans.
Most of the beginning of their last encounter was controlled by the jab of Isom, but we haven't seen it as much in this second encounter. Isom holding on the inside, and this particular referee does not take to hold it, so he might want to not do that.
For Osundairo to come away with a win against this type of fighter, the profile, and just the profile of a 6'3" lanky light heavyweight here, what does he need to do?
Yeah, he needs to be busy on the inside and give himself punching room, and he doesn't normally fight that much at range. He swarms you, Osundairo, and throws a lot of punches. We haven't seen that in the encounter with Isom.
Osundairo coming up empty with that left hand. Houston has had multiple leads tonight. A big 2-point swing scored by Malik Lark in the last round has given Dallas a 1-point edge. 40 seconds to go here in the 23rd round. Heavyweights wait on deck. Good wraparound right hook from Isom.
Yeah, neither man has done a lot offensively in this round. Isom, though, landing a couple of very good punches there.
Final 20 seconds to go. Each of these fighters trying to make a move. Points very precious in the waning moments.
Osundairo got stuck on the outside in this match, and it created a real problem for him because Isom was able to do some pretty good offensive work, though Osundairo feels like he won this match. We'll see if he did.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision and the score of 1-0 out of the red corner for the Houston Hitman, Darren Greedy Isom. Fans, we are tied at 13, which means the winner of this round will win the night for their team. Round 24 is in the heavyweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Dakari Mack Trump Scott. In the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Amir Divine Lewis.
So two teams from Texas going neck and neck in their second meeting of the season. Way different from a few weeks ago when Dallas beat the bricks off Houston 24-9. Here it's tied at 13-all into the final round, and the heavyweights will decide this Team Boxing League contest.
Well, this is the essence of team boxing, to come right down to the wire and have it decided. And for Houston, they're putting their fate in the hands of a brand new fighter in his TBL debut, the 10-0 as a pro, Amiri Lewis, who landed a nice uppercut there. And his mission is to stay off those ropes and not allow Scott to get on the inside.
Scott also making his TBL debut tonight. Scott came away with a split decision win over Lewis in the 16th round. Scott 9-1 in traditional boxing. A decorated amateur out of the state of Georgia.
Scott trying to get on the inside, the referee pushing him off. He wants to get in there so he can work on the inside. But, you know, Lewis has done some pretty good work from range early in this match. And there's the jab.
A strong jab followed by a right uppercut from Lewis on the inside. And then he runs into that Mack truck-like jab from Scott.
I think Lewis's plan is to hold a little more and have the referee break them when Scott's on the inside, because Scott was getting a lot done on the inside, as he is right now.
He sideswipes Lewis with that right hand, and now Lewis turns the tide, has Scott along the ropes. A minute 20 to go in the final round. Houston and Dallas tied at 13.
Lewis has made some adjustments here from the first fight, from their first round.
One more minute to play with in week 6 here in Texas. Houston trying to get into the win column. Scott missing with that right hand. Who will emerge victorious for their team in Houston tonight? Both fighters in their TBL debuts as Scott peppers Lewis with the jab. A big breath in from Amir Lewis as he eats another jab and a right hand from Scott.
You know, it's interesting, Scott, while he wants to work on the inside, has discovered a jab and a straight right hand here.
He's found the range against this taller fighter, and a big right hand whacking Lewis. Right uppercut grazing Lewis, and another right hand from Scott. Dakari Scott trying to close the show on a high note. Two TBL rookies laying it all out for their teams in Houston. And the 24th round concludes an entertaining battle to decide this head-to-head contest.
These benches both exploding. Houston desperate for a win. The Dallas Enforcers want to reinforce their playoff hopes with the win. And boy, we have seen some heavyweight action tonight, have we not, Justin? It's been such a fun outing for the heavyweights. And here, that was early in the round where Lewis was doing a good job of moving. He landed the nice uppercut and the jab. He was keeping range from Scott, but then later in the round, Scott got the inside and did good work.
Let's get the final ruling of the night from the judges.
Time for these two fighters. With the match on the line, they left it all in the ring. The winner of this round and getting a win for their team for the night via unanimous decision and a 1-0 score. Out of the red corner for the Houston Hitmen, Amir Divine Lewis.
So Houston picks up its first win of 2026 thanks to the rookie Amir Lewis with a win over Dakari Scott in the 24th round. 14-13, Houston wins it. And that is their first regular season win since June of 2024 out.
Lewis turned it around in this round, and the late comeback by Scott wasn't enough.
The Houston Hitmen victorious by 1 point. We'll be back to wrap it up in a moment. Some Sunday night drama in the Lone Star State, and the Houston Hitmen emerged victorious 14-13. Team Boxing League's brought to you by Balance of Nature. In boxing, consistency beats intensity. Balance of Nature supplements help you stay consistent with ingredients of whole foods you can easily slot into your daily routine. Go to balanceofnature.com, use code TEAM, and start today. It's the Balance of Nature star of the fight as Houston wins it 14-13. And we go to round number 24. The heavyweights deciding this one at the end of the night, and two TBL rookies going at it as well. In a repeat performance, Amir Lewis doing enough, Al, to get the win over Dakari Scott.
There were 4 heavyweight fights tonight. Every one of them was exciting. This one was the most important, and Lewis, who had lost to Scott earlier in the evening, turned it around early in the round. He was very effective from the outside. Even though Scott made a big comeback at the end, it wasn't enough.
And that early work likely won Lewis the round as he takes it over Scott, and Houston picks up its first win of the season and the first win since June of 2024. Let's go back inside the ring with Patrick Creighton.
Fans, our final score this evening: the Houston Hitmen defeat the Dallas Enforcers 14-13. It's time for our 3 stars of the evening. Our third star from the Dallas Enforcers, Calvin Hot Sauce Henderson. Our number 2 star from the Houston Hitmen, Jessica the Queen DAL. And our Balance of Nature number 1 star of the night from the Houston Hitmen, Zay Farr. Fans, our round of the night was the final round. The round that left it all, that decided it all. Round 24 between Dakari Mac Truck Scott and Amir Divine Lewis.
Gentlemen. Oh my goodness. I mean, just battling it out to the very end here. I know, Coach Mac, probably not what you thought was going to happen going into this. And Coach Brian, my gosh, I mean, what an amazing opportunity tonight to finally break the curse, it feels like.
It was a great experience. It felt wonderful. Big props to Dallas. They're class acts, and these guys are all amazing. But big props to my Houston team over here. Congratulations.
There's absolutely no excuse. Congratulations, Coach. You know, it just didn't go our way tonight, and proud of you and your team. You have to persevere a lot, and you're a good man. We talk all the time, so I really appreciate you for being a great class act, too, so you deserve it.
Appreciate your team, man.
Wonderful world. I mean, without doubt, that is the showdown, the Texas showdown tonight between Dallas and Houston. So that was one for the books tonight, gentlemen. So many adjustments you had to make tonight, that you had brought so many new athletes in to be able to fill spots. And it really, I mean, there was not even an opportunity to have swing rounds. It really came down to that last round. You guys had to pull it off.
Well, listen, you know, you just have to keep working. You got to keep trying and putting one foot in front of the other. And, you know, you can't quit. This is how it goes. And we will not quit because we are from Houston.
Congratulations, Coach, on an excellent win tonight. You guys are very well deserved. Miss Jessica, excellent round tonight. I mean, this is, again, we had talked about it 3 times that you've faced V in there, and every time it seems like you've stepped up to try to really create that separation.
Yeah, so I'm a fighter, so I'm improving a lot my boxing right now. I'm happy to come for 3 wins. I know B, I already training for her. She's a nice girl. I know she's training hard too. And I was trying to no finish with points in the last round because I didn't agree about the split decision in the first and second fight. But then that's it. I'm improving, and then I'm happy to be here today, and it gives the opportunity. Thank you.
How's the win feel?
It's amazing. I hope to keep winning.
Great work tonight, man. Zay, step in the light, my friend. A beautiful performance in that first round, and way to secure another win coming into that second round.
I feel good. My opponent, he was trying to come in crazy. I don't know why he did that. And I caught him with home. See what I'm saying? It was short or something.
It's all about Chris boxing.
Shout out Chris Boxing. Shout out all my family. My mom, my dad. Shout out everybody. H-Town, stand up. We did it.
Congratulations, H-Town. Congratulations, all of the Houston team. And what a fantastic night. Justin, back to you.
A 14-13 nail-biter for the Houston Hitmen. Amelia, their first victory in regular season action in nearly 2 years. As we welcome you back inside our studios. And you heard it. I mean, you could see it. It's wearing on everybody in that Houston Hitman organization. But they are a young team. They had a lot of young fighters emerge tonight. They stepped up. What did you notice from some of these young fighters?
I think one of the keys is they found some building blocks. Zafar is one of them. And, you know, there were 4 great heavyweight matches tonight, but Houston won 3 of them, and that was the difference.
Yeah, the heavyweights made us wanting more. And speaking of more, we have more TBL action for you next weekend, May the 7th. It is coming up next weekend as the Phoenix Fury and the Las Vegas Hustle begin our Week 7 coverage in Florida. Houston takes its first victory of the season. They get in the win column, and a nail-biter. They outlast the Dallas Enforcers 14-13. For Al Bernstein, Amelia Moore, our entire TBL crew, I'm Justin Shackle. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night.